Welcome in everyone to my house of horror. Today's video we're going to be reviewing is Dolly from 2025. Now I just seen this last night on Shudder. I seen it dropped on there. I've been kind of wanting to see this movie, but hadn't had the chance to because I wasn't sure if it was even out or if it was streaming. So I seen Shudder, picked it up, and dropped it. My initial thoughts were it was okay. Typical slasher to say the least. I could see where people are drawing comparisons to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I really can. This kind of like not all their human being is, kind of killing people. They're a little slow, maybe a little mentally challenged, but I see the comparisons. I also see the comparisons with House of a Thousand Corpses, things like that, which I thought was cool because those are some of my two favorites. They're at least in my top 10 for sure. But I did enjoy the kills in this movie. This movie has some pretty gory kills, especially with the shovel in the first one of the very first. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's not. It's kind of a kill, but the killer in this is a woman. She is like has like a, I want to say it's like a porcelain doll head on, which is pretty cool. I mean the whole doll thing, I get. It's kind of creepy. If you guys have ever seen the movie The Hills Run Red, a very good low budget slasher, which I thoroughly enjoy. I actually got the Scream Factory release of that. It's a great movie, very underrated slasher in my opinion. The killer in that has a doll face mask, which they do that very well too. But in this one's done okay. It's more of like a, I want to say it's like a ceramic or like a porcelain type of mask, which you kind of see the face a little bit underneath that. I kind of would have maybe liked to see that a little bit more, maybe like a Jason unmasking where he's real ugly looking, things like that. I'm sure it is under there, and I'm sure they're going to make a sequel to this. Because the way this movie ends, it kind of leaves you open for a sequel. But the story isn't quite much of a story. You kind of introduced to these two characters. They go away for a weekend. Strange things start happening. The boyfriend comes across this killer, and then the movie ramps up from there, and it doesn't really slow down. This movie is paced very well. It's only, I think it says 87 minutes. It's on Shudder, so this movie is paced very, very good. Sean William Scott is actually in this, and I was surprised. He did pretty good. He plays the boyfriend. His name is Chase in this. You may know him from the Dukes of Hazzard, American Pie, things like that. So I like Sean William Scott. He's a good actor. I thought he did okay in this from what he had to work with. Very low budget. It serves a purpose. It really does. But I definitely want to see more. Like I said, this is our introduction to Dolly, which is a cool concept. She kidnaps the Chase's girlfriend in this, tries to make her like into a baby doll type of thing. There's some weird scenes, some kind of, okay, what the hell are they thinking here? Things like that. Some things that may take you. There were some things in this that kind of almost took me out of this, but I give every movie a chance, every horror movie a chance, because anymore I just watch strictly horror. So I give them all a chance, even if they're bad. So I'm not saying this movie is bad by no means. This movie, has got some great kills. The character development in this is okay. I feel like it's a lot better with the final girl. But in a slasher, you don't need much character development. That's what I love about slashers. It's my favorite subgenre. But you don't need much character development. But it's okay in this because the story is almost limited in a way that it doesn't really flesh the characters out. But like I said, the final girl, you really kind of sympathize with her towards the end of this. The ending, I'm not gonna spoil anything, so go in this with an open mind. The ending's okay. Like I said, go in this, turn your brain off, have fun with it. I do feel like this, upon my next rewatch of this, because I do want to rewatch this later down the road, maybe later in the year or something, kind of do a revisit on it, and kind of see if my opinions change. But for now, I'm leaning more of like a maybe 1.5, maybe 2 stars at the most out of 5. I was kind of a little disappointed in this. Like I said, I was really excited to see this when it first got announced. I was like, okay, this is gonna be interesting, especially for a woman type slasher. I know we've seen those in like Alice, Sweet Alice, and other things like that, but they they left too much to be desired, is what I'm trying to get at, I guess. The whole killer carrying a shovel, like, yeah, a shovel's a serviceable weapon. Like, you do some damage with a shovel, but I feel like you should have had, especially because they lived in like the woods, you could have had like an axe or something, like something more powerful than a shovel. I mean, a shovel could have been your secondary weapon. I mean, honestly, but they do some damage with the shovel, which there's some good scenes with that. So it's kind of interesting to see a shovel as your main weapon. Very interesting, but all in all, like I said, a 1.5, maybe 2 stars out of this. I want to do a further rewatch later down the road, later in the year as the year goes on. I want to, like I said, do another rewatch, kind of see what my initial thoughts were. See if they've changed from the first time I watched it to this time. So, or until the next time. So with that being said, yeah, Dolly, 2020. Shudder has it as 2025, so it may have, finished filming then and come out then, maybe late 25, early 26. So, like I said, you guys go into it, have a good time with it, turn your brain off. That's all you can do. Because this also kind of gives, if you guys have played Resident Evil Biohazard, it kind of gives a little bit of that feeling too. That's a great game. It kind of gives that like backwoodsy, kind of mysterious family type of vibes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. My next video, I'm probably gonna do another ranking video. I really like to do those, so I'm not sure what franchise yet. Maybe the Subspecies movies. I just finished that franchise. I had never seen that franchise before, and holy shit, it's pretty good. Other than the last movie is white dog shit. So I'm not sure if I want to do that or like a Halloween, something like that. So, but yeah, Dolly from 2025, 2026. You guys check her out. It's on Shudder. This has been the House of Horror. We are closing down for now, but until next time, stay scary.